You're back.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take a look at this again. All right. So what media habits did the teens talk about?
Sharing things on the phone, being able to talk to people.
How often did they do that? What were their habits? How many times a day? When were they doing it? That sort of thing.
They were doing it too much to count. Like,
okay,
too many times at once.
okay.
I feel. And they.
When were they doing it? Do you remember?
During school,
right.
after homework, during homework, at
right.
breakfast, right when they get up in the morning, right before they go to bed.
Right. So you think that's a good habit or a bad habit?
I think it would be a bad habit.
Okay. Do you remember what in the video they talked about what things hooked them into wanting to watch the videos? Do you remember what they were? Any of them?
The recommended section, the autoplay feature.
Very good. Yep. Okay. Do you think that was a good habit or a bad habit? Do you think any of them added value or meaning to their lives? There was quite a few kids on that video that talked about why they use social media. Do you think it added value or meaning to their lives?
Yes.
Can you give me an example?
The one boy said, I don't feel depressed because there's always someone to talk to, that someone's there.
Yeah, that's good. You think that's a good one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about the girl that talks about being an artist? Do you remember her?
Yes. Personally, as an artist, myself, I would feel the same way if I did have a phone or if I was connected to social media that way.
Mm-hmm. It's a platform is what she said. Do you agree with that?
Yes.
Okay, very good. All right, let's look at this next slide. It said addictive design. Read that description for me, will you please?
Sorry.
Okay. You're okay.
Features or aspects of a device or app that are intended to hook the user into frequent use.
Okay. And what about feedback loop?
A response to something you do or post online that causes your brain to experience a temporary moment of pleasure.
All right. Can you think of an app that does that, those two things, that has addictive design and has the feedback loop? Can you come up with any?
Instagram, Facebook, Wattpad is one of them.
Okay.
Tumblr. Did I already say Facebook?
You did. What about Snapchat?
Snapchat too.
TikTok?
Yes, that too.
Yeah. All right. Let's look at the next slide. Humane design. Read that for me.
Features or aspects of a device or app that prioritize what's good for people's lives.
Can you name an app that is good for you? Adds value to your life? It may not be social media, but it could be an app that does something that creates a good thing for you.
Something that creates a good thing for me?
Yeah, like a good habit or something for your health, maybe. Can you think of an app that does that?
I think art apps.
Yeah, okay. What about something like, have you ever heard of Fitbit?
Fitbit, yeah, that too.
That's an app. Do you know what that does?
It tracks your exercising and your health.
Right. Food, water, all those kind of things to help you Yep, keep track of your health. You think that's a good one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now we've named a couple. Do you think that you can find apps that are good for you and addictive?
An app that's good for you, but it's also addictive.
Okay. What about, do you think that the apps that we talked about, like Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, all those, do you think those can be good for you?
I think in some aspects they can.
Okay. So you think they can go either way? It just depends on how you decide to use it?
Yes.
It's personal choice?
Absolutely.
Okay, very good. All right, Julia, we are getting to the end of our lesson here. I want you to do me a favor, and I want you, this is called group work, but because we are the only ones here, I want you to do this with your family, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the directions are, I'm going to read direction number 1. It says, choose a device, app, or website that you spend a lot of time using, okay? Get together with your family and decide, is there one that maybe you all use that you guys can confer over, okay? Read number 2 for me, please.
Think about the different features it has and whether they are humanely designed or addictively designed.
Okay, you know and understand what those 2 things mean, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Number 3, add them to the T-chart in the correct column. You know how to make a T-chart, right, Julia?
Yes.
Okay.
You make T.
Very good. Yep, you know how to use those. Review the examples in part, oh, we didn't do part 1. Just come up with the app and put it in, you know, one side is, this is addictive, this is humane. And then decide which side your feature or your app should go in. All right. Do me a favor, maybe you guys can come up with a couple, right? Come up with a couple of apps that the family uses. Maybe mom has one, maybe dad has one, you know, maybe your brothers have one, and then take them and put them into the chart and decide, you know, yeah, are they humanely designed or are they addictively designed? And then I want you to send that to me, okay?
Okay.
All right. Do you have any questions about our lesson today?
One question. Can a website be humanely designed or and addictively designed?
I think that when we are talking about, I think anything can be one or the other. Like we talked about a little earlier, we could, it could be addictive, but also humanely, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think a website can be those things too. I think it's all in how the choices that we make, right? How we decide to use our time. Just like anything, we have to make those choices, right?
Right.
We have to make good choices. We have to make bad choices. We have to put limits on ourselves. You know, anything can be good for you or bad for you. We can talk about, you know, even water, which is something that's extremely healthy, can be bad for you. If you drink too much water, you intake too much water, it can be detrimental to you, correct?
Yes.
Yes. So I think that when we're talking about apps and social media, we have to make sure that we are setting parameters for ourselves, right? Maybe mom and dad help with that sometimes, right? They make sure that we don't stay on our apps or our computer programs too long.
Yes.
Yeah. So as we get older, you know, now that you're in the 8th grade, we have to start doing that stuff for ourselves too, correct? Awesome. Julia, thank you so much for helping me out today. I appreciate you. I'm gonna check on you later, all right? Okay, give me just 1 minute. I want to go back to our screen. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.